Welcome to the Goldilocks zone, where I will try to find middle ground between my own awesome views and those I oppose, or between two opposing views in general. It's a special first installment because I'll be focusing on aspects of one of the biggest events in modern history, which most people don't seem to care much about anymore somehow. Of course, this deserves a little bit of context. A certain day in 2001 is said to have changed the world, and life has seemingly been getting shittier and shittier ever since. Aside from gay marriage getting passed and marijuana increasingly being legalized. I personally think those changes are cool, and I'm not gay and I don't even smoke pot. Anyway, back to the doom and gloom. Putting aside the initial deaths on 9/11 itself, some of the worst developments were the Afghanistan and Iraq War, often falling under the umbrella of the War on Terror. Now, I could go through an extensive history of it all, digging up all kinds of facts and figures, and debating pro-war arguments till the cows come home. However, that's technically not what I'm talking about in this video. Specifically, I want to address the snappy title the Bush administration came up with for part of its efforts. Now, this is something else. Be prepared for it. Operation Enduring Freedom, Afghanistan. Again, Operation Enduring Freedom, Afghanistan. Wow. Doesn't that just blow your mind? It's just so inspiring. Now, honestly, can we just stop doing this kind of stuff, like coming up with zany titles for armed conflicts? To me, it sounds like they were trying to make it sound like an action movie. It just seems to dumb the whole thing down, and it was already dumb enough already, wasn't it? I mean, seriously. The word freedom sounds like more vacuous propaganda, and I think our minds have already been crammed full of that bullshit since day one. Haven't they? Like, it seems like right when we were born. It seems like some type of attempt at brainwashing us into the stupidest fucking ideologies was already well underway. Anyway, as Noam Chomsky has noted, the term enduring freedom could be interpreted in an interesting way. He, quote, "If you want to look at the kind of freedom they have in mind, there's an ample historical record of the kind of freedom they impose. The other point is, nobody seems to have noticed it, but the word enduring is actually ambiguous. It can mean lasting or it can mean suffering from. So, I'm enduring pain is another interpretation of enduring, and, in fact, if you think of the kind of freedom they impose and enduring freedom in the other sense, that is somehow living with the horrendous consequences of it, it's not an inaccurate description. In any case, this is me now, not Chomsky. In any case, the US government used the term from October 2001 to December 2014, switching it to the equally ridiculous Operation Freedom Sentinel. How is that now groan-inducing? Sentinel, they have to throw that word in there? The simple-minded implication being, of course, that everything the US government does simply must be about freedom, and if you oppose the policy, you oppose freedom. So saith the Sentinel. But seriously, even if we are to have wars well into the future, can we just cut this dumb shit out with the code names already? Or if we are to give them official code names, how about we call them things like Operation Making Life More Miserable? Better yet, how about we make them wordier so people actually have to think about what they're saying for once? How about a title like Operation We Hate These People, so let's spend trillions of tax dollars on killing them? Of course, we can always stick with a classic, like how about Operation Dumbo Drop? Also, before I end the video, let's remember that both Osama bin Laden and Saddam Hussein were strategic US allies at one point. I just figured I'd end on a happy note. Ta-ta!